Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Billionaire's Beginnings. Today is episode 5, and this is a series where we're grinding towards $1 billion earned legitimately as a solo player in GTA 5 Online. In today's episode, I made just under $3.7 million in 5 hours of grinding. I'm going to show you guys how I did it, some tips I learned along the way, and then things I'm planning for future grinding methods so that we could get even closer to our goal of $1 billion. Before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe. It is very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So we left off the last episode doing our first ever KO Perico heist. And this is going to be one of the key parts of our grinding in the future. And that's because you could earn so much money for the amount of time you put into it. But there is a problem. Two things. One, there's a cooldown. So we're going to have to figure out how to spend the time between doing the first heist and doing the second heist. And the second problem is the first ever time I did it, it took me like 1.5, 2 hours. That is way too long. I need to figure out a way to cut down the time so we could be more efficient and get a higher value for time. And just like anything else, the best way to get better at something is to practice. So I went right in and did our first heist of the episode and netted us a total of $1,168,446. Now I took the exact same approach that I used in the previous run that I did for the last episode. The only thing is that I died less times and I was able to do it a little bit faster. So this one only took me an hour and 45 minutes compared to the 2-ish hours that it took me last time. But like I said, that is way too much time. Right after that, I sold bunker stock for $210,000, resupplied, and then went AFK for the full day, which meant my bunker continued to accrue goods for another 7 hours. And when I came back, I decided to get to work. So I started off by doing a bunker sale for $210,000 and then resupplied again. I then did a quick bike sale and then hopped into the second KO Perico heist of the day. We got statistically quite lucky because we ended up with the ruby necklace, and this pays out about $1 million. And after an hour and 15 minutes of concentrated grinding, I was able to complete the KO Perico heist. So yes, we started off by taking 2 hours, then we cut it down to an hour 45, which wasn't that big of a difference, closer to an hour 30. Now we're down to an hour and 15, and I feel very confident that we could soon get to that hour mark or faster. And with this, I tackled the two problems to a degree. One, I spent the time in between going AFK, just accruing goods in the nightclub. Future episodes, I'll explain how I'm going to maximize my time if I'm playing actively. And then the second thing that I did was I figured out how to be more efficient, and I was mainly just not rushing it, taking my time, and making sure I did every single step as clean as possible, so I had to have no restarts or any wasted moments. So that heist ended up netting me $1,283,183. Following the heist, I wanted to see how much I could make in 1 hour, and there was a video made about that the other day. Right after it, I sold my nightclub stock for $513,382 net. I think it was over $600,000 before Tony's cut, but we ended up getting just over $500K. I then sold one of my cargo crate warehouses for $145,000, then did one bike and one ammo drop off for $100,000 combined. Now I didn't put as much time into this episode as I did in previous ones, and that's because now that we have the foundation, now that we have the most efficient money-making method available to us, I'm going to start cutting it down so I'm spending less time per video or per episode so that you guys can see a more realistic amount of grinding to play the game. Because I know that spending 8 hours in a day or even 8 hours over 2 or 3 days can be a lot for some people. So now I'm going to cut it down to around 4 hours, and we're going to try to be as efficient in a 4 to 5 hour time span as possible. I think we can end up working our way to making $1 million plus an hour. Currently we're at about $730,000 an hour. That's what it works out to. But I think we could get $1 million plus fairly easily. I think we could be bringing in $5, $6, $7, $8 million in a 4 to 5 hour span, We just have to make sure that we do everything properly. I also decided that in the next episode, I'm most likely going to purchase the master terminal. And that's because I want to be able to resupply and restock all of my businesses from one central location. Now, it doesn't really help you with sell missions because you still have to travel to that location. But what it will help us with, and this is a business that now we're going to start maximizing more on, is the MC Clubhouse. Now, in a previous episode, I talked about how they weren't worth my time. Now that we can start earning more money, now that we can afford all the upgrades to maximize the amount of money that's produced per hour with the MC businesses, and now that we could have the arcade and also have the master terminal, it will make the process of earning stock with the MC businesses and then selling it a lot easier. And although it's not really worth the amount of money you'd be putting into it, it's at least an additional $100,000 or $200,000 per hour that we can be earning every day. And that's the main reason why I'd be doing it. I want to, just like I've always said in this series, maximize my money in the amount of time that I have. I want to be as efficient as possible. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to try to build the foundation that will give me that ability. It's been quite a grind to this point in order to get everything set up in place, but now that we have everything where it should be, it's starting to feel a lot easier or a lot more manageable. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any business or thing that you think I should buy over the master terminal and some MC business upgrades. If there is, let me know, I'll consider it. If not, then I'm going to continue or go forward with that plan in the next episode. I'm also close to the milestone of making $25 million total in the game, which is pretty exciting. And because of that, I'm thinking of celebrating. It may be buying a car, probably will be buying a car or something in the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm thinking about buying possibly a supercar, maybe something like the Zentorno. Maybe we go a little bit pricier. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much money on things that I don't need at the moment, but in the future, I'm excited to ball out. And whenever we hit a certain milestone, I want to make sure we celebrate it properly by purchasing some awesome things in the game. Anyways, that is all for today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you are new, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to turn on those notifications. Peace.